we're starting on we're starting on Bumpy's Breakers, which I did against Paige earlier today. He wants to redeem himself from all of his crashes that he had earlier today.
Redemption will be achievable, I think. Not that Bumpy's Breakers is an easy track by any means. It's got quite a number of difficult spots.
Paige chose this track between this and Howler?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, she...
Yes. If you'd like to know the exact order of banning, it went to Semi-Pro Circuit. They got rid of Baruch Host, then Zugga, then Sunken City, then I believe Scrappers went next, followed by Doug Derby, and then Howler Gorge was removed, just leaving Bumpy's Breakers.
Yeah. Cylinder didn't use as much boost as he could have there.
Yeah. I mean, this is a very difficult section not to underheat through in any event. So you do want to go into it with as much heat as you can. Now, Paige approaches the hairpin.
Yep, so Paige is...
very clean.
Yeah, Paige just eked out a pretty significant lead just through the hairpins.
Yep, Cylinder makes it through as well.
And almost all of that leads to... almost all of that lead comes down to boosting more.
Yeah,
which
you
is
can
really
see they
difficult to do.
Yeah, you can see even after even with the lead, it's not a heat lead because they're basically the same on heat. Although I think Cylinder's lost a bit now. And a very clean shortcut from Paige.
That's about
very
as
nicely
it
done.
comes.
Yeah.
Cylinder taking the long way, which I actually usually used that strategy 2 years ago in the tournament. It's quite a bit safer, but you do have to tilt on the exit because there's a random death spot, and Cylinder did not do that.
Cylinder's just built different, not going to hit the death spots.
That's right.
But yeah, very solid. I think that was a 133 first lap for Paige. That's very solid.
Very strong time. This is definitely redemption worthy.
142 is not bad at all. But yeah, Paige is just looking super solid here.
Paige doing a good job of almost maxing out her heat going into the hairpins.
Indeed.
Cylinder doing much better this lap as well.
Yeah, Cylinder's not hitting the boosts in the middle here. And clean hairpin for Paige. A little bit of underheating, but it's so hard not to underheat there.
So just quick recap for those not familiar. In this game, when you ooh, death from Cylinder, that costs 3 or 4 seconds. When you boost in this game, you heat up, and when you stop boosting, you cool down. And if you are sitting at 0 heat and not boosting, that means you are wasting time that you could have spent boosting. Yeah, so Paige takes...
Now Paige is eating a death in the shortcut. That's the easiest spot, the single easiest spot to die on this course, aside from even like it's harder than the hairpins even, because it's so precise. Speaking of which, clean hairpin. And a nice clean shortcut from Cylinder. But just, yeah, Paige has just gotten such a big lead from just clean racing in general that one death is not going to really make much of a difference.
The shortcut on this track is one of the most precise things that speedrunners have to do when they're running this game, because it's, you know, a really narrow gap into another really narrow gap into another really narrow gap, and you're sliding and turning the whole time, and you have to take it at full speed.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to take it at full speed, but, you know.
Well, I prefer the ideal. Yeah. Yeah, theoretically, you could just, like, never boost and, you know, you'd finish it, but it wouldn't be very fast.
And it's really important to get that that trick down, because that same shortcut appears on 2 tracks in this game.
There is a way to cut that shortcut even faster, but it's called the shortest cut. But that's a little bit insane, and I don't think anyone would even do that for a tournament.
Paige or Ace has said that he would.
Yeah, but he's Ace. So. All right, Paige on the shortcut, very clean. That's pretty much perfect.
All right, so Paige coming through with 1 death on this track. Very nice.
Yeah, unless some freak accident happens. It should be a single death. Bumpies. I think that's redemption worthy. Ooh, that was a little sketchy. Oh, but Le6lindre dies on the shortcut. And that's, it's going to take a little bit more time. 4:45 is a solid time with a death. That's very good.
Very nice.
This is where you get to see the stream delay because they're currently doing their bans, even though we're not quite there yet on the stream. Le6lindre will get a 5-10.
Not a bad time at all.
Not a bad time.
All right, so Le6lindre is taking out Gauntlet. Paige is banning Fire Mountain Rally for the 2nd time today. Le6lindre taking out Doug Derby, probably a pretty good pick because Paige is really strong on Doug Derby.
Yeah.
And Paige taking out Zaga.
Paige commented just before the match that she would nuke Zaga if she could. I don't think I feel that strongly about it, but you know, it's a painful track sometimes.
I like it. It's like slightly harder than Spice Mine, a little more interesting, but I don't know. It's a weird track.
All right, so we got a temporary ban of Ben, temporary ban of Abyss, and Le6lindre has selected Malastair 100. No forces.
I think that is not a good pick.
Yeah, I'm not sure
like
M100 is what I would pick
track.
against Paige. Yeah, Paige has got a very, very good reputation on this track for good reason. She's very fast on it. There we go. You can see the spectator sheet on the stream now. Certainly a fun track, I think. Oh, yep. Paige is coming out with.
Yeah, I forgot. Bulls. I forgot. This is Bulls.
Yeah.
Okay, that does make this pick better.
The interesting thing here will be to see if Le6lindre takes something other than Bulls, because Bulls is clearly the optimal choice here, but also quite tough. Because this track, if you're unaware, has this hairpin right here, which Paige is taking. It's the sharpest hairpin, I believe, in the entire game. It is way harder than it looks, especially to take at speed. And Bulls has worse turning than Ben, so it's even more difficult than with Ben removed, since Bulls has the 2nd fastest boost. Or I believe is Bulls faster but not as long, or?
Yeah, so Bulls is the 2nd fastest spot on this track. I wouldn't say that he's more difficult, he's just, different. His boost doesn't last as long, and his cooldown, I think, is a little shorter. Yeah, his cooldown is shorter. And so it just, if you're really used to Ben, it can throw things off when you have to use Bull's boost timing. Bullseye is a much safer pick on this track, but certainly significant slower than Bulls.
Yep. Yeah, Bullseye is the oh!
That hurts.
That's a nasty death.
Sync coming in a second. Yeah, and with that death, we'll see Paige pull really far ahead.
Yeah.
Especially Paige considering Bull's much stronger boost thrust.
Yeah, you can see Paige here bonking into the walls and losing some boosts. That's not ideal. I believe her muscle memory here is with Ben. So, but another death from Le6lindre.
There's no way he can come back from that.
Yeah, 2 deaths on M100, not even on the hairpin.
And not even using the optimal pod.
Yeah. Yeah, this should certainly be Paige's track to lose at this point.
Bullseye is not at all a slow pod. He is the most agile pod in the game, but he is quite a bit slower than Bulls and Ben. And there are only a couple of tracks in the game where Bullseye's agility is really important. Yeah, death on the hairpin from Paige, not too surprising. That's a very difficult corner to take, especially with Bulls.
But still, 40-second lap, even with the death, is quite strong.
Yep.
So that death will allow Le6lindre to gain back a little bit of time, but it's just not nearly enough. Paige is so far ahead at this point. I think even if Paige dies on the hairpin and Le6lindre doesn't, it's still not enough.
Yeah. Paige would have to inexplicably die on the straight twice.
Yeah, and Le6lindre takes another death as well. So 152 with a death. Very solid M100 with Bulls. And we will see Le6lindre probably with around a 210. Oh, 209.
You're off by a 10th, Ronnie.
Yeah. Well, I'm not the best at eyeballing it, you know. And the bans are coming through now. Mars Glow has been banned.
Mars Inferno is a very fast, very well-balanced pod. Inferno is such a difficult track in every way. Abyss.
We've got Abyss. The Abyss pick. No forces, that's full track. Max upgrades Abyss.
And
with no Mars.
Interesting. Mars is kind of the safety pick on this track. Oh, one of the 2 safety picks. I expect Le6lindre to take Bullseye here since that's what he used on Malister. I expect Paige to go with Ben, but I'm not sure on that.
Yeah, the optimal racer here is Ben, but it can be quite difficult. I certainly wouldn't expect Paige to use Bulls again because he's going to be quite harder than Ben. Maybe not that much harder, but a little bit.
It would be great if they gentlemen's the penalty lap, but I don't think that'll happen. And it would be in Le6lindre's advantage to do so, since he's probably going to be using Bullseye anyway. And Bullseye is much better on the penalty lap than Ben is. Mahonic.
Ooh, interesting pick. I'm not sure if Mahonic I would consider the safe pick here. Certainly less fragile than Bullseye, but...
Wait, Le6lindre is going with Bull's Furore?
Wait.
That... I am confused.
Let's see how they do this on their little quick practice bit here. Okay, well it looks like Le6lindre can handle Bulls on this track.
Okay.
And yeah, that's one thing I was gonna say. Wait, Mahonic is the other pod other than Mars that can jump back up. Oh, but Paige isn't gonna get it.
Ooh.
Oh man. Yeah, that's the scary part of this track. For those who didn't play this game as a kid, to remember, if you fall off that top track, you have to loop around the entire track on a bottom layer that is very, very slow. It adds, I believe, somewhere in the neighborhood of 45 seconds to your lap. If you're... And it's so easy to fly off of it as well, because the guardrails are so low. So you can just die a lot on it. It's really not a good thing.
It's going to be a very interesting race here.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens.
Looks like this is the start of the race.
And Paige.
No!
Immediately
Paige going really safe and falls off anyway.
It is possible to climb back up, which we will see her attempts at.
Getting the climb on Mahonic is more difficult than on Bullseye or Mar. Ooh, no, she doesn't make it. Oh, that gives Le6lindre a massive advantage on this first lap.
Le6lindre, it's Le6lindre's track to lose now.
Yeah, Le6lindre can do the rest of the track quite poorly and still win as long as he stays on top laps 2 and 3.
Yeah, and you can see Paige dying here. And like I said, the guardrail is so low, you just fly off a whole lot and lose so much time.
Yeah, and that penalty is not only a lot of extra track, but it is the most dangerous part of this track.
Le6lindre falls
the turns
off
are
at the
so
end
tight. It's so easy to fall off the track.
Yeah, exactly. It is by no means.
Ooh, oh no!
Is that gonna respawn him?
Okay.
Oh, Le6lindre is so lucky that it spawned him right there instead of on the bottom.
I was hoping to see that. If he had driven more forward, he probably would have respawned on the bottom, but wisely he pulled off to the right, so that he would respawn before the track split.
For sure. And
Paige doing the same thing.
Grace. Oh,
there's another death from Le6lindre, but it doesn't matter as long as he stays on top lap 3.
Yeah, as Paige is just too far behind for it to matter.
Alright, Paige makes it lap 2. Oh yeah,
if you do fall off with Bull's Ruer, it's not good.
With all of Paige's deaths, I don't know if Le6lindre would lose even if he fell on lap 3.
Unless he dies a lot, which is my theory because of Bull's not turning as well as Mahonic.
Nice and safe here.
Le6lindre's taking it really safe. It would be a freak accident for him to fall. I think he's clearly practiced this. Bull's on Abyss full track.
That's such an interesting pod pick though. Like, why would you pick Bulls over Ben?
Yeah, that's the thing I don't get because he banned Mars.
Bulls is just a worse Ben.
I get this pick if you ban Ben, but banning Mars. Mars is the pod that. Oh, and Paige climbs up, showcasing up and falls down again.
And that's not. Nope.
Dang.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
That is a major loss for Paige.
That could be tilting as well. I'm not sure how easily Paige gets tilted, but that's not gonna feel good.
Yeah.
But with I think we can expect.
There's another death.
Yeah, 315 full track Abyss with Bulls is very solid. Especially with a couple deaths.
So a while ago, I watched a game review of this game on YouTube. I don't remember which channel it was, but he had done all of the tracks in the game except this one. And that's such a common thing in this game, you know, to finish all the tracks except this one, because this track is not the hardest track in the game, but it is the most unfair.
Yeah, indeed. And Paige getting 4 minutes flat.
Yep. Paige comments, fun was not had.
Well, Bowles is getting the ban this time. Will we be seeing a run back to Abyss?
Possibly. Paige could totally choose Abyss skips.
Yeah, that's the thing I might be thinking. Or maybe Bunta Training Course, because that's her strongest track.
Oh wait, Bunta Training Course is not banned.
No.
Ooh, alright.
Under Prime Centrum is... Yeah, I was gonna say, Paige says, do I even need to say Bunta Training Course at this point? So I think Paige is about to just completely eviscerate Bunta Training Course for all of us. She will be making a run at the tournament record for this track.
I'm gonna see, what does the tournament record stand at the moment?
Yes, that's a good question.
It is 135.859 by Dom. And there was some rivalry going on between Dom and Paige on that track, like last week.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see.
Yeah, in the practices before this, Paige managed to get a 135.7. So she's definitely got the capability. I believe her PB's a 35.5, I believe, is her PB.
Which is just absurdly fast.
It's so fast. Yeah, you can
like,
see it there.
A tenth of a second off the world record.
Yeah, the world record is a 35.390. Well, it'll be interesting to see how Le6lindre handles winter training course, and definitely interesting to see if Paige can finally clinch that tournament record that she's capable of. The time to beat is 135.8, which is an insane time on its own. There's like a 30-second delay on the stream. I think it's not. Yeah, it's pretty. Well, at least don't have to do that much syncing this time. Like 1 second, 2 seconds, maybe.
Le6lindre already losing the boost. That's
Paige just demolishing it. That was pretty much perfect.
I know it's really minor, but Le6lindre has already made enough mistakes to make it impossible to catch up if Paige gets a good run.
Because Paige is just so consistent on this. Ooh, hitting that rock is not perfect, but yeah.
I mean,
32.2 first lap.
It's only been a lap, but it would probably take a death from Paige to lose this race, which could happen in a couple of places, but it's not likely.
Yeah, dying on this track is pretty rare. Yeah, Le6lindre might be on low FPS. The ideal thing here is 6600 reuse, the highest traction and frame rate available. Oh man, Paige is so quick. I'm not sure if this is pace for 135, but it's definitely incredible pace.
I think mostly it will depend on her final boost. Engine fire gets a quick repair, so that's okay.
Yeah, but it's gonna be really close. And now, long boost. Oh, it's gonna be that.
She gets it.
That's the tournament record, right?
It is by a tenth, 2/10.
135.8.
Oh, and her game crashed. No,
her game crashed. No.
Oh well.
Well, we saw.
All right, it's at least 0.845 is the default if the game crashes there.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's at least a second or a tenth of a second faster than the tournament record. So well done.
Wow. Paige. Yeah, but that's amazing. That's by 100, I think. I remember Dom's was a 0.8.
It is a tenth, isn't it? Because you got 859 and she got 845.
That's like 100, because tenth is the first number.
Oh, sorry. Jeez.
100th is the second, and millisecond or thousandth is one after that.
All right. Well, my brain usually doesn't work, so.
Well, it's okay.
All right. So Mars and Grabvine Gateway have been banned.
Sebulba's Legacy.
Interesting. This is also a track that Paige has been running recently. So the question is, will both players use Ben? Paige certainly will. I don't know about Le6lindre.
Le6lindre's time was a 141.78. Dom was asking in the chat. Not a bad time.
I need to update the score again.
But yeah, Paige is just so fast.
Paige downgrading her traction here. R60, huh?
Yep. R60. Yeah, you certainly wouldn't want to take Sebulba's Legacy with a 600. At least I wouldn't.
Well, if you went with 24 FPS, it wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, I suppose. That's a solid PB right there, 146.
Okay, it does look like Le6lindre will be using Ben. Ben is a little faster than the second fastest pod on this track, but well, okay, that's not even fair to say. Ben is not fast compared to the other pods on this track as on most tracks, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but Ben is still the ideal pod here.
You know, it would be perfectly reasonable had Le6lindre gone with the safety pick, which would probably be Bullseye. But yeah, we'll see what he can do with Ben. This is a relatively short, extremely technical track. In light of the track that has been picked, I should probably say something about slide. So this game has a drift mechanic, which is called sliding. When you hold slide, it allows you to, it reduces your traction and allows you to build up turn rate before a turn. And then when you let go of the button, your pod will snap in the direction it is facing. And so this can allow you to take turns that are much tighter than you would normally be able to take at speed. And so we'll see both players using that very aggressively on this track. The death from Paige, that hurts.
That section is deceptively hard. It doesn't look like it would be that hard, but it is very hard not to crash there.
Let's see how Le6lindre does on this cut. Just fine.
Perfect.
Very nice. Oh, and Paige
crashes on it.
That puts Le6lindre, a death and a half ahead.
Yeah, Le6lindre is
a pretty significant lead.
That's a very significant lead. And Le6lindre, if he just races cleanly, he could take this track. Yep, let's watch him go through this little valley or whatever you call this. Ooh, that's scary.
Managed to save that.
There's so many invisible walls there, I'm sure you can see.
It would have been so easy for him to die right there.
Paige makes it through as well, and Le6lindre makes it through the skip, or what used to be the skip. It's not a skip anymore.
Oh, and Paige dies on it again.
And Paige crashes.
Oh, this is not going well for Paige. This is Le6lindre's race to lose at this point. Le6lindre could completely fail the cut on lap 3 and still win.
Yeah. Le6lindre can afford a full death at least, probably more. Yeah, he can afford, I think, like 2 deaths here. And there's just there's no spot where you're going to die twice.
Yeah. And another death from Paige. This is...
Yeah. This has sealed it.
And see how... Okay, he does die on the third one.
Yeah, he does die on that, but... So no sub 2 dream. Unfortunate for Le6lindre, but...
Easy win for Le6lindre.
Yeah, 202 is not bad at all. With the death.
And, oh man, Paige died every lap on that cut.
Yeah, it's possible Paige is getting tired from doing 2 matches basically in a row.
Paige, wanted to redeem herself after the bumpy shenanigan earlier today, but this is maybe just as bad.
Well,
I didn't do too well on bumpies today either, to be honest.
Well, she did win bumpies, and that means that as long as she keeps taking back her picks, as long as she keeps winning hers, she will win. Like Le6lindre has to beat Paige on one of the tracks that she picks, and I don't know if that's gonna happen.
So
we'll find out.
Yep, the player.
I don't think it'll happen.
To 5 wins. Yeah, so 5 points are needed to take the match. So Paige only needs 2 more.
Yes, with Mars Guo being temp banned, Executioner gets temp banned, and Paige has picked Aqualaris Classic, another track that she's very strong on.
She might be going for a tournament record here as well, which would be pretty difficult. Dom has a 237.35 here, which is extraordinarily fast. But Paige can probably do that if she gets a really good run. Yeah, this is turning out to be a really interesting match here.
Oh yeah.
And if Le6lindre wins this match, I don't even know what this would do for the bracket.
Yeah.
I don't know how this works.
It might take a bit of doing because I believe, didn't he lose his first pick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Le6lindre needs to break through twice.
Yep, he has to take out 2 of Paige's picks because he lost the first track and he lost his first pick, which was M100.
Which is difficult, but it has happened many times before.
Yeah.
So Le6lindre is still in the running for winning this match.
I did it once.
Yeah, so if Depending on how the players rank in the group stage of the tournament, will determine the positions that they fill in the double elimination bracket. And so the better you do in the group phase, the weaker your opponent will be in the elimination bracket.
Yeah. The main thing.
That is a pretty significant advantage if you can, pull
the
up.
main thing for seeding is you want to be in the top half, because the entire top half is going to be playing against the bottom half. So if you're in the bottom half, you will be playing against someone higher seeded than you on the first match. And if you're in the top half, you're going to be playing against somebody lower seeded than you. So the difference between being, the winning, like being second in your group and being third in your group, could be playing against someone who's much slower than you, or playing against someone who's much faster than you in your first match in the bracket.
Yeah.
And that can immediately knock you down to the loser's bracket if you don't get seeded very well.
Paige doing really well. Le6lindre went really wide on that turn, which cost quite a bit of time. Ooh, Paige with some really bad bunks though.
Yeah, that's gonna lose a little bit of time.
Even things up here.
I think Paige is still slightly ahead. Especially with that death.
Oh no.
Paige is gonna get a 54 first lap. Quite good.
Oh, that's too bad. Le6lindre had basically completely caught up.
Yeah. Not an easy thing to do.
Paige is certainly not in the running anymore for getting tournament record on this track right here.
Yeah, tournament record.
That mistake was too big.
Yeah, this track is so optimized. Pretty much all of, pretty much 4, I think, of the amateur circuit tracks are super, super optimized. Boonta Training, Mongaza Speedway, Aqualar's Classic, and Spice Mine Run are all like really, really, like scraping a wall once can ruin your chances at a record or whatever.
Yep. Paige looking really solid. It would take a pretty significant mistake from Paige in order to lose this lead.
Yeah, both went deathless on lap 2, but still Paige was a full second faster. So she's got somewhere in the neighborhood of a 4 or 5 second lead right now. Maybe closer to 7 or 8 seconds. Because of various other things, but
I have no idea if Le6lindre's PBs are real.
Yeah, this is like a 7 second lead. Even with a death, I think Paige still has this in the bag. That could have been a death. Oh, and Le6lindre dies. 240 flat.
All right. That's not a bad time. Certainly pretty far below what she could have done.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is an easy one.
I was secretly hoping that it would be 3 zeros at the end there. But it was 004. Darn.
Yep.
And 258's not bad with a couple deaths.
All right, so the score is now 4-2 in Paige's favor. So Paige needs to win 1 track. Le6lindre needs to win 3 in a row if he's going to take this match.
Yep. We are on match point.
Oh, Paige not opting to ban a track.
Yeah, Paige waiving the ban, allowing Le6lindre to say, no Ben Boonta Classic.
See if he wants to use any forces. Okay, he's forcing a Mahonic
forcing
ban.
a Mahonic ban, so no Ben, no Mahonic, and no Bullseye.
Ooh.
And he's got one more force. He could just take out like Mars as well, and Mars. I called it.
There it is.
No Ben, no Mahonic, no Bullseye, no Mars. Boonta Classic.
All right, so he has banned the fastest pod on this track and the top 3 safety picks.
This is going to be really interesting. What's the next best pick here? Elon Mack?
Probably. But Paige is going with Bullseye.
Selected Bullseye, but that's banned. She can't do that.
Oh, that's right.
Neva Key is another one as well that you could do. So yeah, either Elon Mac or Neva Key would be the best pick here. I think I would go with Neva, and it looks like Paige is going to go for Neva.
No idea what cylinder is going to pick here.
Dom saying Bulls. I don't think I would go for Bulls on Bunta Classic personally, but you know,
Bulls.
that's
yeah.
And Aldar.
Bulls.
Yeah, no, especially not Aldar with his horrible acceleration. If you die a lot, it's going to just cost you so much time.
Yeah, Aldar Beto is kind of, in most respects, a worse Bulls.
Elon might be faster than Bulls, according to Ace in the chat. I wonder what Cylinder has planned here.
We still have no idea.
Like, did he plan this to use all his forces to get the most chaotic Bunta Classic on match point if he was going to be in that desperate situation? He's going for Bulls Roar.
Oh my goodness.
I really hope he's practiced this.
Yeah, if...
Oh, he didn't get the boost through that. That's bad.
If he hasn't practiced this is going to be such an easy win for Neva Key here. Yeah, Bulls should be faster than Neva Key, but way harder.
Yeah, for sure. His handling takes quite a bit more doing than does Neva's. Well, hey, to Malted Fox in the chat, it's better to write your own death sentence than to have someone else do it for you. Or something like that. I don't know. I'm grasping for straws here. I think this will be entertaining at the very least. All right,
and they're off.
I believe this is the race. Oh, even with the rock
Cylinder saved that boost.
That's so satisfying when you hit the rock and you save it. It's great. But they're pretty much even. Paige might have a little bit of a lead. Yeah, Paige has a bit of a lead there. Ooh, Cylinder not going up there is not good. Oh, and then there's a death spot there. I forgot about that because you usually don't go down there. Yeah, Paige looking super solid on this Bunta Classic.
I think already this is Paige's race to lose.
Yeah. She's got a massive lead. And just looking super clean overall.
It's probably possible for Bulls to catch up. But it would take an incredibly clean run.
Yeah, I think if Cylinder went deathless for the rest of the race, he could probably crawl back into it. But...
and he's going slow through these turns.
Yeah. And yeah, Paige very clean through the Tusken Raider section. That can be tricky if you get bad RNG.
And Paige rounding out the end of the lap here.
Yeah, this is a very solid Neva Key time. 149 or high 48 maybe? No, 49.
That's a 49.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell because of the bit rate, but...
what is that on pace for? Like a 527?
Something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not super experienced on this track.
Oh, she misses the ramp this time.
Yeah, very brave pick from Cylinder. And it can pay off. Sort of like his Bulls pick on Abyss. But maybe this was just a bit too brave.
He got the ramp this time, which is helpful. But yeah, Paige is the flats and the arches ahead.
Yeah. You know, I think both of these pods are really cool and well designed, just like aesthetically. I like them both.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Neva is just awesome because, you know, Neva, and
yeah.
Bulls' quad exhaust there is really interesting and cool to look at. And it's unfortunate that Le6lindre is using the far cam because I really like Bowles' boost animation.
As a kid, when I first beat this track, I used Mars Glow here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. As a kid, I got stuck on Abyss and Fire Mountain Rally and couldn't get past either of them. But eventually I sat down and was like, okay, I'm going to learn, I'm going to beat this.
Ooh.
And I beat Fire Mountain Rally with Bullseye, and I beat Bunta Classic and Abyss with Mars. And then I just cleaned up Gauntlet and Inferno because those are quite easy.
Le6lindre battling some pretty bad engine damage back there.
Yeah, he's
got it repaired, but that state of damage is going to haunt him on this third lap.
Yeah, 5 orange sections is quite scary. Paige is just blasting through this, and she's so far ahead.
Engine damage only has any effect once it is flashing red, but once you're orange, you're 1 or 2 hits away from it going red, and that is really bad news.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's even possible for Le6lindre to pull this back.
Oh, there's one death from Paige.
Is that her first death?
I think so.
I haven't been paying super attention because she's so far ahead, but like I think that's her first death.
And only 1 death at this point in the track is rather remarkable because it's a bit of an unfamiliar pod on this track. And this track so desperately wants to kill you all the time.
Yeah, like you can see the Tusken Raider fires there, which will make you slide every direction. They're RNG where they show up exactly, so you can get a wall of them. It's impossible to avoid. I believe some world record paces have been lost to that before.
Yep. Le6lindre finishing up the arches here. Paige only has the main straight left to do.
Yep.
So that's a win from Paige.
Yeah,
and
that
is match.
With one death, 533 is super strong with Neva.
Very nice.
GG.
It was from the beginning a little bit of a long shot for Le6lindre to take this match, considering the difference in the seeding. Paige qualified much faster than Le6lindre.
I believe that is the penultimate race in Group C. Just you versus Le6lindre.
Yep, which will be on Friday.
Indeed. So stay tuned for that.
And here
4
comes
o'clock Eastern on Friday. And Le6lindre finishing with a 617. Yeah, not optimal with all those deaths. Nice racing. There were some intense moments there.
GG there.
I think it's the most tired I've ever been going into a tournament match.
Oh yeah.
It was actually really fun. I don't know regarding the two both side races, but it was actually really fun to do tonight.
Yeah, no, these were all fun tracks. I was just very burned out going into Sebulba's Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the feeling that you making a worse time than me. There's something was going on. I don't know.
It's an inconsistent track for me. Like just in general, it's totally believable, totally normal for me to get a time that shaky.
Abyss full track was one of the highlights. Le6lindre went with Bull's Roar, and it paid off. That was interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Why did you pick Bull's Roar and not Ben?
I don't know. I usually have a better feeling with balls, which is a little bit crazy, I know, since I had the opportunity to take Ben, but I don't know. I just felt like it at this moment. I think you all understood that going to Abyss was a tricky move. Just saying that I had to create an opportunity where Paige was going to fall from the lower deck, and if I was cautious enough, I would maybe take some time, and I was very slow, and it paid off, I guess.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you took it very carefully, and it worked.
That's my overall strategy on this match tonight with Paige. I knew she is a fierce opponent, and I had to to go, to take us out of the comfort zone for the last track, for example, banning a lot of usual track racers.
Yeah, that was a really good call.
Yeah.
Actually, you're gonna laugh, but most of the bands and stuff, track picking, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't have the full deep understanding of the game, like traction and which racer is good on this one or not. It's basically luck or bulls, if you if you know what I mean. So
yeah.
yeah.
In
I'm
general,
really-
just like going straight to bowls is a pretty solid pick.
Mhm.
But you picked him on some tracks that are kind of dicey for him. Like you picked him on a Bunta Classic, right?
Yeah.
True, and it was a terrible pick.
Nah, it was okay.
I think with all the ones you banned, Bulls is the technically optimal one there, but he's just very difficult to handle.
It's kind of a toss up between him and Elan. Like,
yeah, I guess. I don't really
both
like
pretty solid.
Elan.
And Elan has the same traction as Bulls, but a slightly weaker boost and notably faster turn rate, right?
Yeah, Elan has his turn rate is just below Mars and Mahonix, and much better than Beto and Bulls.
Yeah. So Mahonic, I think, might like it's close between those two.
Yeah, it depends on the track which one is faster.
Yeah. Yeah, Bulls and Elan on that track is a very much a toss up.
And I was also very impressed on the Bunta Classic training. We're super fast on this one.
Yeah.
Yes, Paige set the tournament record.
Oh, that one. That's a tournament record I have been trying to get for a while, but most people just don't let me go to Bunta training.
Yeah.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah.
They know you better. Yeah.
Once you get into the bracket, I doubt anyone will let you again.
Yeah, no chance.
Yeah, I also had the same feeling when you chose. I guess it was Aqualaris Classic. I knew when you did the pick that you were really good at the map. It's obviously a really fun and fast map. So I was a little bit afraid on this one, and also a little bit disappointed. I crashed a lot of times. I was expected the part of Sunken City happening, and I didn't see it, and I almost missed a turn or something. But
good racing, everyone, and Paige, we'll see you in the bracket.
So thanks for watching, everybody. It's been great having you.
It's been a fun one.
And thanks to Speed Gaming for hosting. And yeah, we'll see you all later.